Okay, we're up and live. Okay, we're back for a New York session. I was here for London, and now I'm back for New York. So let's see what happened in London. Click this. So this is the move that I was looking at during London session. Here you can see we did get our change of character. Right here, our BOS right here. This is the high led to the low. And then we had news come out at 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. So I waited for news to drop. News dropped. Price did smash through this supply zone, so I was a little hesitant to take a trade. What I wanted to see was a lower high being formed. I did not want to take a sell at a higher high because this high broke this high. So I actually didn't stay up. You know, it was about 2:15. I think this is when I exited the market right here. And as soon as I left the market made its move, came back to retouch this 1 minute supply, and this would have been our entry at 2:40. And I just wasn't gonna stay up till 2:40 personally to find a trade because I knew there was news at 5:30, which was right here, and that pretty much took out a lot of the sellers from London. This took out a lot of the sellers from London. And this went for about 20 pips, I want to say. So from here to here, yeah, about 22 pips. Nothing crazy. It is a good move, but I just wasn't interested in entering at that point. There was another re-entry here, but this is out of my trading window. It's about 5:30, 5:36. A little after news finished. So from this, I can see that this is a strong supply zone. So I'll just be waiting for another either touch of this supply, or we can form a new supply zone and enter from there. So I will be patient. So I wouldn't come to the missed trade. This is just a trade I knew I didn't want to be in because of the news that was coming up, and also this lower high or this higher high that broke the last lower high. Wasn't too confident in jumping in this trade last night. So I got out right here at the unintentional, where market starts to move sideways and unintentional movement was being formed. But it was the right right analysis. So, but yeah, for 20 pips, it's decent because the market is only moving I would think like 50. I believe it's 50 pips this week. What was the number on that? Yeah, only 50 pips. Can't see it. Yeah, you can see it. 50 pips. Hold on. No. Yeah, only 50 pips this week, so 20 pips would have been a good target. But all good. We should be able to find 20 pips again. So right now, just waiting to see what market does. We have our unintentional movement here, our sweep, our build market intent. So I'll give market some time to do what it needs to do, and let's see how far is price from current. So this is like 20 pips away. So maybe I don't know. Price can get up here, but we'll just wait and see. can see what it does. Yeah, so that was last night. That was a good trade, but it was just so late. It was after 2 o'clock. Wasn't really trying to get stuck in a trade with the news, with CPI news coming out. But if you did take this trade, great. That's great. I just wasn't trying to do all that. Like past 2 o'clock, I really don't even look for anything. even though there are trades that can be found between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., I just like finding my trades at about like 1:30, 1:45, 1 o'clock is nice. But this still would have been a good trade. I just didn't want to take it. We do have this 1 hour supply zone up here. Potentially could price. Well, actually, I was really waiting for price to come into this 1 hour supply, but it never did. But it did leave us a supply zone. Anyway, yeah, there were highs up here, Asian high up here that I thought price would come and collect, but it had other plans. So right now, price is just moving bearish, building up this trend line liquidity. Maybe price comes and sweeps that. I mean, this is pretty far away though. I don't see price moving up 20 pips. So maybe I can find an entry. Yeah, but it needs to be valid. I can't just hop into a trending market. I want to see my traded character in BOS setup happen, and then I'll feel way more comfortable jumping into a trade. I just don't like switching my strategy. You know what I mean? Hopping into a trend, I don't really do all that. But if price can come up here, maybe take out these sellers, give us a retest of this 1 minute supply. That'd be something I get into. But how likely is price to move 23 pips and then come back down? You know, I think price just wants to just keep trending downwards and collect this liquidity here and here. But I'll be patient. Yeah, because it's only 12 pips. If I were to hop in it. So we'll see what's going on. I probably won't even trade New York session, honestly. I do feel like this was the move of the day from here. This was the move of the day. So I guess you could say this was a missed trade. But I was waiting for this movement to happen. Last night I said, if price does this, breaks through here, because it was still creating higher highs and higher lows. This was the higher low. No higher high was formed, and then it dropped this. And I said I'd take the trade if price did this. But by the time price came around here, I was out of the market. So yeah, by the time price made this lower high, I was out the market. Just staying up till 2:30, 3 a.m. It's just, it takes a toll on your body, especially coming off from work. And not to make excuses. That's just my reality right now. So I try to find trades between like 12 and 2. But I know from 2 to 3 there are also times where I do miss opportunities to hop in the market. But all good. So now I can see this unintentional movement being formed right here. We did get a sweep of these lows. those lows, and now unintentional movement is forming. Let's see what price does. Okay. Unintentional movement, sweep of the highs. So we have our sweep right here. And what can we see being formed? Is there any zones that I'm missing? Let's see on the 1 hour. me see 1 hour demand below us. So price can either this looks like price is just gonna start forming unintentional movement, and maybe it breaks through this 1 hour demand retest and creates a new leg to the downside. We could see anything, or it could change character here, break structure, and go to the upside. So this could be a counter trend. I'm not really a fan of counter trend trading, but I know there's money to be made in a counter trend. You just can't hold them as long as you would a pro trend trade. So that's kind of why I stay out of them. Because when I enter a trade, I like to find the move of the day. The move that's the biggest of the day. So I'm not really looking for any counter trends. Still looking for a pro trend trade, so I'm looking for shorts. So let's see what price does here. It's looking like it's taking out these lows. So we have our break of our 1 hour demand. Yeah, it's actually been a really nice trade. Yeah, price came, took out the liquidity points from yesterday, so we delete this. Yeah, this would have been a great trade. Just the timing wasn't really good. Yeah, left the market at right here. So my entry would have been here at 240. It's okay. No problem. Okay, so we have our unintentional movement, our sweep, and the reveal the market intent. So I probably won't see my setup. Oh, I could see price come back, retrace to this 1 hour supply, and then make a move down. That's not really the setup I want to take. I just don't like the break and retest entry model. It's not my thing. But what's today? Tuesday. Yeah, maybe I can find a trade London session. Right now I don't want to force or try to chase a trade. Just gonna let price probably do his thing. Here's another entry, possibly. This could be an entry to the downside. price came, took out these lows. Oops. Some liquidity resting down here. Here as well. Let's see. $18 pips back to our supply zone. How likely is that? Not too likely. It did drop pretty fast from here. Yeah, dropped 23 pips. But there was no entry. Price didn't give us a chance to enter. But overall, this was a really good move. It's a shame I didn't stay up for it. I kind of got out right when price made its move. But, you know, there were factors to why I didn't hop in this move. You know, it is what it is. That was a 44 pip move. Really nice. Do want to see if price can fill in this imbalance. Make its way up to the supply zone and give us a chance to hop in. Let's see. What can we see? Nothing really. Nothing I'm interested in. Yeah, probably no trade today. Uh, the the move of the day seemed like it already happened, and it was up here. It was up here. I knew price would come here and react. Um, I had a good feeling. I didn't know, but I had a good feeling price would come up here and react. It's a shame I got out when I actually did. But to re-enter at 240, honestly, not very likely of me to actually do. But good trade overall. Let me see. It was just with news, orange folder, red folder. I didn't really feel like I wanted to be in that trade, because look what price actually did when news came. It took all our profit, came back to pretty much um, our entry point. So I would have to head enter. Let's see, at this high. Let's say I have entered right up here. I probably would put my stop right above here. Yeah, if I did have this 3 pip stop loss, I would have been taken out by news. Um, if I were to cover these highs, still would have been in a trade. But with news, there's things like spread um, that can still take you out, even if price doesn't get to your it doesn't hit your stop loss. News is just so volatile that it could still trigger a loss due to spread. So I didn't take it. There was reasons why I didn't take it, and there'll be new opportunities. Not worried. Not worried. Yesterday was the first. What was it? Technically, that was the second London session, but Monday is really good. I like Tuesdays. I like Tuesday. Um, Tuesday, Wednesday, trading on those days. So wait, this Wednesday. So this London session will technically be Wednesday. Yeah, I like trading the middle of the week. So we'll see what London session has to offer. Okay, cool. Had to pay some bills. Yeah, so I won't force any trade. I'll wait till London. So yeah, I honestly just want to look. I want to wait for my setup. I don't want to just take these random trades. So yeah, let's try again London. Peace.